This is America in Space, a weekly news and information program on current events dealing with the space industry.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor. Are you concerned that if you go to Mars, you won't be able to have ketchup or other foods that you love?
With humankind exploring Mars, new questions arise. Will we live there one day? What will the future look like here on Earth? And most importantly, will we have Heinz tomato ketchup?
Well, worry no more. Heinz Tomato Masters at Kraft and a team from the Florida Institute of Technology's Aldrin Space Institute have successfully grown Heinz tomatoes in Martian soil conditions and used them to create Heinz Ketchup Mars Edition. That's M-A-R-Z. It's the first ketchup made with tomatoes grown in Mars-like conditions. Though it's not available to the general public, the ketchup represents a successful and important step in growing food in inhospitable conditions. Christina Kenz, the Chief Growth Officer at Kraft Heinz, said, "We're so excited that our team of experts have been able to grow tomatoes in unknown conditions from another planet and share our creation with the world. From analyzing the soil for Martian conditions 2 years ago to harvesting now, it's been a journey that's proved that wherever we end up, Heinz tomato ketchup will still be enjoyed for generations to come." Dr. Andrew Palmer, a professor of biological sciences at the Aldrin Institute of the Florida Institute of Technology, explained some of what they had to do to create a simulated Martian habitat to grow the tomatoes.
Yeah, so actually the average temperature on Mars is about minus 60 degrees Celsius. So it's really cold. And, the atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide and it's not very dense. So, in reality, we're going to be living inside of artificial habitats. And actually, that's one of the things that we set out to do in this project. And you can see us in that video kind of walking around what we call the red house, so our Martian greenhouse. And, it was really an effort to make a facility that was completely temperature controlled. We had complete control over the day-night cycles, so we controlled the lighting. The fruit that we grew, the tomatoes we grew for Heinz, they'd never seen the light of day, like sunlight, until we harvested them and handed them off. So they were grown completely under artificial lighting. And then the real star of the show was the simulants for the surface of Mars. So the surface of Mars, what we call the regolith, the soil there is really inhospitable. It's very challenging to grow. It's not a lot of nutrients for plants, and it's got a lot of salt. So it's a real beast to grow in. And so that was our real challenge.
Former NASA astronaut and professor of mechanical engineering at Columbia University, Mike Massimino, explains why it's important to provide astronauts with foods like ketchup.
Food is more than nutrition. It's also a reminder of the things you miss at home, and that's going to be a big deal going to Mars.
Massimino also explains the importance of this experiment since, guess what? It isn't just to create ketchup.
But I think really what the project is about is not just to help a couple astronauts enjoy their food, but also to learn how to grow plants in soil that is really inhospitable for plant growth. And there are many areas around our world where it's difficult to grow plants, difficult to grow food. So I think by doing this research that Andrew has done, Dr. Palmer has done with his team, they're not just helping astronauts enjoy their food and remind them of home, but also, I think, helping places around the world where it's difficult to grow food to be able to do so better.
And the Heinz commercial is a great explanation of the entire project.
With humankind exploring Mars, new questions arise. Will we live there one day? What will the future look like here on Earth? And most importantly, will we have Heinz tomato ketchup? Yes, we will. Heinz and the Aldrin Space Institute combined their expertise to create tomatoes in the harshest conditions ever. Martian soil.
With regards to our own survival here on this planet, one of the big questions is how do we grow in soils that are less than ideal?
Space exploration brought many benefits to our world. GPS, water filtration systems, and now this. If we can grow on Mars soil, we can grow in more places on Earth. Heinz Mars Edition, grown under Mars soil conditions for generations to come. This is a giant snack. I mean a giant step for humanity.
Growing food on Mars and in inhospitable places on Earth. Exciting stuff. From Florida's Space Coast, this is Dawn Meyer for About Space Today.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share our program with your family and friends and follow us on Facebook. Join us each week for news and information on America in Space.